Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Tarot time. Happy Sunday. It's a little dreary here. I thought it was supposed to be sunny. The weatherman really blew it. Yesterday was supposed to be sunny and warm, like in the 70s. Wasn't even close. But everybody has an off day, right? So, a couple of things. Today, I would suggest strongly you sign up at thetowerbridge.com. I have a new email reading program that started last week, and it's a week-long reading for each individual sign. And every week I pick a different topic. And this week's topic, which will run from March 31st to, I believe, April 6th, can't believe April's right here, is read personalized readings for each individual sign for people who are in separation. So if you're in that kind of situation and you want some insight, I would do that. I kind of did a retro thing. I always used to refer to, remember back in the day in the newspaper, you would read your weekly astrology. It used to come out on a Sunday. I'm doing it on a Monday. I started doing the same thing, like once a week. And you could go back to it. That's a fun thing too, and sometimes reading things is a little bit easier and quicker in our crazy schedules than listening to a full video. Because I know you guys cut me off and you slide in that bar. I know who's sliding that bar. Um, I'm kidding. So it's nice. So, Wednesday or Thursday, you're like, wait, didn't my horoscope say something like that? My tarot card for the week? And you go back and you look it up. So check that out. And then when you're over at the Tower Bridge, just remember I have gifted readers there. I've picked them all, handpicked them all. They're all amazing. If you need to get a little bit of insight, we offer all different things, but never, ever pay by the minute. We don't do that sort of thing. All right. So let's see what we have for today. These have already been shuffled. And we start out with the Six of Swords, okay? So let's start from the beginning with this card. Let me put it here so you guys get a better view. Swords are all about our thought process, and our thoughts will either make us or break us. Let's be honest with each other, right? I mean, some days we're in a good place, some days we're in a bad. There's no 100% in life. If someone says, "Oh, I'm always happy," I would worry about them and I'm assume they're on drugs. So there's a lot of balance in life. Some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad. I always used to say with my children, I want them to get a really good education. But one thing that was very important to me as a parent was to teach my children how to deal with conflict. And I hope I've accomplished that. That's a very important thing to deal with in life. And when we see the Six of Swords, we look at this card and we see down here, this is like troubled water. You can see it's not smooth. So this tells us that somebody water is about emotion. So somebody is in an emotional kind of upheaval. Okay. So it could be whatever it is. Only you know what your upheaval is. So the swords and the thoughts are trying to get us out of this emotional thing. So it's always like the heart works with the head. And sometimes the heart and head work together in tandem and they're very good together. They really kind of reason with each other. And you're going, Denise, but they're all the same. Well, no, not so much. But in this case, it looks like you need a little bit of help with that, with getting the heart in tandem with the head. Because sometimes things can't all be all lovey-dovey and, we'll live on love and love will work it out and all that other stuff. Sometimes you really have to be methodical in your thinking. That's where the swords come in to kind of figure out a situation. Okay. And as you see in this card, you can see that there's somebody here, but they're really not there. Okay. So when I always see this Six of Swords, I always say to myself that we're being guided by spirit. Spirit is around us, and spirit could be anything. It could be a deceased relative, it could be an angel. They're guiding us. And universe is never going to just come down and take us by the hand and put us where we need to be. The universe kind of like shows up in different places, gives us messages and all different things. Sometimes you get in your car and you turn on the radio and you hear a song. You see a license plate in front of you, all different things. all different things. It just, once you become aware of signs from spirit, they will start to give you more. Because people always say to me, like when I read for them too, they'll say, hey, what do you think about me seeing all these signs? I go, spirit's trying to knock you on the noggin. They want to get your attention. So once you acknowledge these signs from spirit, they will continue to grow and give you more. So as I look at this card too, I say to myself, this person feels like they're all alone, because if you look at the boat, they're all alone in the boat, and they're really not. They're really not alone. And if they are alone in the physical, it's really a temporary sort of situation that is going to fix itself and move forward to something better. Now, if you look off in the horizon, you see the star here. See that there? So the star tells us that you're headed towards your wish. And again, only you know what your wish is. I don't know what it is. But it tells you that you are definitely on your way to your wish. And the thing is, again, swords are all about our thought process. And when the swords are facing down in a card, it tells us that conversation is at a halt. So maybe somebody who has caused you a little bit of heartache, or the situation was hurtful, whatever situation it was, maybe there's no conversation there with that person, okay, or that situation. But it's going to change. It's definitely going to change. Because when we get the Ten of Swords, and I like how we skipped over, because, okay, so let me take 2 steps back. So we went from 6 to 10. We kind of skipped over 7, 8, and 9, which are kind of 7, 8, and 9 of the swords. 7 is lying, 8 is anxiety, and 9 is worry. Okay. And that tells us that you've decided to do enough work on yourself and help yourself that you're kind of skipping over those, and you're getting to the Ten of Swords, which is the end of conflict, and the end of feeling like, this is it. I'm tired of not having balance in my life, and I need to start moving forward. What am I learning from these lessons? It's okay if you go through these different things, but if you're not walking away smarter, I mean, after a while, you're just beating yourself up. So I like that it went from 6 to 10, and I think that you are getting to a place in your life where you're going to be skipping over some crap. That's the only word I have for it, is crap. And it's not out of luck. You're not doing that out of luck. You're doing it yourself, because you've taught yourself that, you know what? I don't want to keep doing this. When I read for people and they tell me their situations, I don't really judge. I mean, I don't really care. Like, I mean, I know their lessons. So, I mean, I just say to them, where were you last year? And where were you the year before? And where do you want to be next year? And these are questions you really have to ask yourself, because we all get very, very comfortable in our dysfunction. Remember that. Somebody from the outside would look at our life and go, oh my God, that's so dysfunctional. But yet you're very comfortable in it, because that's all you know and that's all you've done. So even to give up your discomfort or your dysfunction is really hard, even though it's bad. It's like quitting a bad habit. We know it's bad, but it's our habit, and it's kept us alive, and it's given us something. You know, all something has to do once is work for you and give you relief and pleasure, and it's yours forever. Whether it's food, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or a man. You know what I'm talking about. So I feel you're getting out of that, because I feel you want better for yourself. And I like that, because I want my channel to be more than is Billy Bob coming back. I want it to be about growth, and know that everybody out there, males too, even though I don't have many men who watch me, but I want everyone to know that they have the potential to grow and experience the best experience they can from life. And that's what I would want for everybody. People I read for come and go. And the ones that go and they really don't need me anymore, I am so happy about that. And don't worry, there'll always be someone else who will replace you. But I like when I see growth, because, like I said, I don't want to just be the reader who says, oh, yeah, he's coming back. I want to be the reader who promotes growth in people. All right, everyone. I hope this reading made sense. It is Sunday, very gloomy. um, Tomorrow's the 31st already. I can't believe it. I don't know where March went. And if you haven't, please sign up at thetarotbridge.com. I'm also running a special. Anybody starting today on the 30th for 7 days who signs up will win their name will get put in the drawing to win a free 15-minute phone reading with me. What a bargain. Such a deal. So sign up today, tarotbridge.com, and put your name in the drawing and get your own free readings too. All right, everyone, this is Coffee and Tarot time. I am the Queen of Wands. Everyone, have a great day.